Good day. Today's topic is multiply simple fractions and mixed fractions. We are in the week 2. This is Annalyn Guido, grade 6 Ezra advisor. After going through this video, you are expected to multiply simple fractions and mixed fractions. Multiplying fractions are just like multiplying numbers. To multiply fractions, you have to multiply the numerators and then multiply also the denominators of the fractions to be multiplied. If the product is in proper fraction, simplify it or reduce it to its lowest term. Let's take this example to understand. So multiply the given fraction. Let's identify numerators and then the denominators. The numerators there are 3 and 1, which can be found at the upper part of the fractions, and 4 and 2 are the denominators that can be found at the lower part of the fractions. So 3 times 1 and then 4 times 2 must be multiplied in order to get the answer. So 3 times 1 is 3, 4 times 2 is 8. So your answer is 3 over 8. Another example is 1/5 times 3 over 7. So identify the numerators, the 1 and 3, and then the denominators are 5 and 7. So 1 times 3 is equal to 3 and 5 times 7 equals 35. Therefore, your answer is 3 over 35. So in multiplying fraction, this is just like multiplying numbers. You have to identify the numerators and then the denominators, then proceed to the rules. So the cancellation method can be applied before multiplying the fraction so that the product is already in its lowest term. You can apply cancellation if there is a common factor in the numerator and the denominator. So example, multiply 4/5 and 10 over 11. So possible numerator and denominator to cancel are 4 and 5, 10 and 11, 4 and 11, or 5 and 10. But the pair of numerator and denominator with common factor is 5 and 10, and then the common factor is 5. Therefore, divide both by 5. So with the common factor as 10 and 5, so we have going to divide both by 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2, and 5 divided by 5 is 1. The numerator now of 11 is 2, and the new denominator of 4 is 1. So multiplying 4 times 2, you have 8, and 1 times 11, you have 11. Therefore, 8 over 11. So aside from multiplying fraction by another fraction, we can also perform the following types: multiplication of fraction by a whole number and vice versa, multiplication of fraction by a mixed number and vice versa, multiplication of whole numbers by a mixed number, and multiplication of mixed number by another mixed number. So we have here 3/5 times 8. The 3/5 there is what we call the fraction, and then the 8 there is what we call the whole number. But a whole number has a denominator of 1. So therefore, we have 3/5 times 8 over 1. So multiplying 3 times 8, which are the numerator, and then 5 times 1, which is the denominator. So we have 24 over 5. But 24 over 5 is what we call the improper fraction. Therefore, we're going to transform into a mixed number. So 24 divided by 5, we have 4 and 4p. So this is what we call the multiplication of fraction by a whole number and vice versa. So aside from the symbol x, we can also use dot or parentheses to indicate multiplication. Also phrases such as times, the product of, multiplied by, and the of can be used too in multiplication. Example, instead of 3/4, x 1/2, it could be written of the following. So 3/4 dot 1/2, 3/4 1/2 with parentheses, 3/4 times 1/2 with a word times, the product of 3/4 and 1/2, 1/2 multiplied by 3/4, and then 1/2 of 3/4. Let's take this example, write the equation and solve. So thus, example, the product of 1/2 and 3/4 are going to write it first into an equation and then solve for it. So the equation will be 1/2 times 3/4 equals, because is represent equal. So multiplying 1 times 3, you have 3, and 2 times 4, you have 8. So you have 3/8 as a final answer. So multiplying factors is just like multiplying numbers. To multiply fraction, you have to multiply the numerators and then multiply also the denominators of the fraction to be multiplied. If the product is in improper fraction, simplify it. So from this point, you have to take this. Good mathematics is not about how many times answer you know, it's how you behave when you do not know. Thank you.